Hello, hello, hello. I am your host OCL, and welcome back to One Century Later. Today we'll be taking a look at all events from November 29th to December 5th, 1925. As with last week, all of my sources are in the description down below. Sunday, November 29th, 1925. Elections were held in Uruguay for the 123 seats in the Cámara de Representantes. The National Party won the most seats at 57. However, the Batista Colorado Party, the General Rivera Colorado Party, the Radical Colorado Party, the Colorado Union of Duranzo, and the Agrupación Colorada Belisario Libre were part of the Colorado Party coalition, which altogether held 61 seats. Monday, November 30th, 1925. In an effort to modernize Turkey, the Turkish government passed a law outlawing traditional religious institutions like the Tekes Zawiyas, the Sufi places of worship. A tropical storm struck the United States near Tampa, Florida, with wind speeds reaching 65 miles per hour and 73 deaths. This was the deadliest tropical storm in U.S. history. It did not meet classification standards for being a hurricane. 30 of the deaths came when the steamship the SS Cotopaxi sank on December 1st. Another 25 deaths came from the sinking of other ships, and another 12 came from the collapse of a workman's bunkhouse. Tuesday, December 1st, 1925. The Locarno Treaties between Germany, France, Great Britain, Belgium, Italy, Poland, and Czechoslovakia were signed in London. The treaties ended border disputes between France and Germany. The Western countries agreed to maintain the demilitarized nature of the German Rhineland, and it paved the way for Germany's acceptance into the League of Nations in 1926. The treaties also greatly improved the political climate in Europe from 1925 to 1930. Presidential elections were held in Bolivia after the May 2nd results had been annulled. Hernando Siles Reyes won the election with 97% of the popular vote. Wednesday, December 2nd, 1925. German chemical companies Agfa, BASF, Bayer, Gresham Electron, Hocht, and Willer-Thermer merged together to create IG Farben. IG Farben would be dissolved by the Allies following World War II. Thursday, December 3rd, 1925. Participants of the 1924 Tatabernery Rising between the Tatabernery people and Romania in what is now present-day Ukraine were court-martialed by the Romanian army. Of the original 1,600 arrested, most of whom were freed, 489 were prosecuted and 85 were convicted, none of whom were Romanians. The leader of the uprising, Yustin Batshev, received the most severe punishment, lifetime in prison. Everyone else received at most 15 years in prison. The Northern Irish Border Agreement was signed by Northern Ireland, the Irish Free State, and Great Britain. The Irish Boundary Commission recommended land transfers between the two states, however the final border remained unchanged. Friday, December 4th, 1925. The Banco de Portugal discovered the fraud and counterfeiting of the Portuguese escudo by Artur Vigueira Alves Reyes. The notes released by Reyes were not counterfeit, but were real, unauthorized bills. The fraud was only noticed when bills with the same serial number were discovered. The Armenian orphan rug was gifted to U.S. President Calvin Coolidge by the people of Armenia, following the U.S.'s humanitarian assistance after the Armenian genocide in Lebanon. The rug was hand-woven by orphans of the Armenian genocide. Saturday, December 5th, 1925. The Kip Rylander divorce trial ended with the jury ruling in Miss Rylander's favor. The annulment requested was denied and the marriage was upheld. Mr. Rylander appealed the trial several times, but the verdict was upheld every time. Kip disappeared from the public eye, changed his name to Lou Russell, and moved to Nebraska where he worked as a woodcutter. The remainder of Alice's story will come at a later date. And that is all. See you next week for all events from Sunday, December 6th 1925 is Saturday, December 12th, 1925. Thank you for watching, and see you next week.